Hi everyone, Broccoli Skates out here, Denver, Colorado. Out here doing some curves, edges, and power pulls. Make sure you guys pay attention to all the arms, all the knee actions. We're gonna be using this stuff for every single tutorial that we do. Make sure you guys like and subscribe below so that we can get more tutorials in your life. Thanks.
Edge changes, or S-curves, change from one skating circle to another. Power pulls are consecutive edge changes using a deep knee action like a slalom skier. We'll start this tutorial with 2-foot variations of each and work our way to 1 foot. 1 foot balance is key to progressing in any skating discipline, but starting with 2 foot is key to get yourself comfortable to get into your 1 foot. Our first focus for curves and transitions is to get our arms up in a V position. You don't want to have your arms out to the side like a T because it'll become harder to move your shoulders from side to side. Think about putting your arms out in front, but out far enough to be considered to the side, making a V in front of you. This is what I would consider a neutral arm position. If we are going to be on a circle, we want to pinch our shoulder and move our V arms over to that circle so that we can create that curve. Your arms should stay in the V position, much like you're holding on to a yardstick or a hockey stick, keeping your arms equal distance apart as you move from one hip to another. Once we start gaining more speed, we'll want to lean on the circle to create a true curve. We do that by counterbalancing our arms by lifting the inside arm towards the circle and pressing down on the outside arm, creating a true curve. Sinking down at the knees will help accelerate your curve, and raising up in your knees will help flatten out your curve. We'll use this technique when we're going back to neutral arms and getting ready to curve towards the other circle. Using the power of the V arms we just learned, we are going to change circles by reaching towards one circle and bringing our arms back to neutral, and reaching towards the new circle by pinching the shoulder from one side to neutral to the other side, using a good knee sink on one circle, a raise of the knee in between, and a resync of the knee on the new circle. In order to learn to do this on 1 foot, you need to do the same exact motion on 2 feet. Putting this all together would be a reach on one circle, raise in the knee to neutral arms, sink in the knee to pinching your arms on the new circle. And lastly, make sure the rhythm of your arms and your knees go together, that the raise of the knee brings the arms to neutral, and the sink of the knee brings the arms to the new circle. For the 1 foot transition, we are either changing our edge from outside to inside or inside to outside. Use the V arms to create curvature on 1 foot, raise in the knee and bring your arms to neutral, and sink the knee as you bring your arms to the new circle, just like you did in the 2 foot transition. Common mistakes would be separating your arms outside of your V when you try to transition. Keep your arms equal distance the entire time. Over-rotating your arms more than your shoulders. Make sure that it's just small shoulder pinches from one hip to neutral to the other hip. And lastly, make sure the rhythm of your arms and your knees go together, that the raise of the knee brings the arms to neutral, and the sink of the knee brings the arms to the new circle. Now that we understand how to use the shoulders, hips, and knees to change circles, we can start doing them consecutively. Start with speed and twist your shoulders over your hips to start the first curve. Sink and raise in the knee to change the circles, and alternate from one hip to the next using smaller shoulders, smaller circles to create a quicker rhythm. A practice tip would be to start with a small C-cut from side to side to gain a little speed going into the curve transition, but eventually you'll want to keep your knees and heels together and use the curvature of the circles to create your power. This 2-foot slalom maneuver is essentially the start of your 1 foot power pole. Once you feel comfortable doing your 2 foot slalom with good deep knee action and good shoulder checks, you'll be able to keep your feet and knees together and eventually move to a 1 foot using the same exact rhythm as your 2 foot. When you lift your free leg from your 2 foot, put the free knee in front of the skating knee and lift the free hip so that you will center your weight over your skating leg. Be sure that your shoulder and knee rhythm is not affected by going on to 1 foot. This will take some practice. Using the free leg in front to direct the circle does help. Just be sure not to kick the free leg, because that will create unnecessary motion and mess up your power pole's rhythm. A practice tip is to keep your circles small and your shoulder action small as well. Doing too deep of circles when you first start will be difficult to change circles. Common mistakes would be over-curving one side more than the other. The circles should be similar in size using a rhythmic knee action. Shoulders and knee action need to stay in sync together, otherwise you'll get uneven circles. Eventually, you'll be able to slow your power pole down, use deeper knee actions to pull your edges from side to side, hence the name power pole. If you're feeling adventurous and want to start practicing your backwards, work on your 2 foot backwards slalom first, but make sure you understand the arms will be opposite of what you'll do forwards. I like to think that you're reaching away from the circle going backwards rather than reaching towards the circle when you go forwards. When you're ready to go to 1 foot, keep your body upright as to not fall forward, and place the free leg behind the skating leg, drawing the path of where you want to slalom. You'll notice the knee action and the shoulder checking from hip to hip is the same, but just opposite of what you would do forwards. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial on curves, edge changes, and power poles. Be sure to always wear protective equipment whenever you're trying new things. This stuff can get dangerous when you're going on to 1 foot.